So that's what I expected as well.
Definitely, massive Arsenal fan. I do think Arsenal will win this one 3-1. I think their team is just too strong right now, and Chelsea have played a weakened team, and against this Arsenal team, I think it'll just be too much for them.
I think it's going to be a cagey draw, I really do. I think Arsenal have done well, but against Chelsea at Standford Bridge, regardless of the team that Chelsea have put out, Chelsea have always been able to find something. And we've seen the recent as well. I mean, Arsenal now, they were stingy at the start of the season, have started conceding goals. They've conceded 5 goals in the last 5 games. So if I'm Liam Rosenior, there's finally something to attack. So I'm going for a cagey 1-1 draw, all to play for in the second leg, guys.
All right, thank you very much, guys. We'll catch up with you later on. It's time for us to turn for another break right now on the show. We're continuing the build-up to this one as Arsenal travel to Standford Bridge to take on Chelsea.
To show for everybody. If I get up at to that's my team. If you care to show love for everybody.
Name?
Ifeanyi Obinna from Lagos, sir.
The king of virtual games.
A virtual winner? Yes, that's 7 straight wins, sir.
You, skyscraper. What's the view from up there?
I see all the crash points, sir.
Any sports experts?
Benno Furry from Accra, sir.
He's the #1 in Maltese.
Pathological optimist.
You have a bonus pick.
Hey, you. Are you ready? Welcome to the team. I am Jose Mourinho.
And we are football.com.
Elevate your banking experience with 10. It's time to invest in your future. Make a wish. Make it real. 10. The right equation for smart living. 10 is more than a number. It's the victory of financial peace of mind. 10. The ultimate slam dunk in banking. 10. Smart banking for smart living. Download the app now or visit 10.com.
What makes a true leader in the game? Is it being the first to start? For over a decade, one name has always led in front. That name is Bet Naija. Bet Builder, Bet Freeze, One-Up, Bet Boom. Not just features, but unbeatable odds on over 300,000 live matches. You're playing to win. Just another reason why Bet Naija is truly Nigeria's #1.
This is the greatest spectacle in world football, a title decider, and it feels like nothing can sway a game of this magnitude.
Says who? We've been through this before. You just have to believe a little longer. And everybody knows that 1 minute here lasts forever. Because it's not over until we say it's over.
All right, so welcome back to our build-up live right here on Sporty TV. Gideon Keshi, Chigozie Brown, and Femi Faraway. We're going through this game as Arsenal travel to Standford Bridge for a game in the first leg of the League Cup semi-final against Chelsea. Now, before we went for the break, there were quite a lot of talking points, right? The guys live at Standford Bridge have pointed out the wing play. But, Gideon, let's start with you. For that wing play to function, it means that the striker in front for Arsenal today has to get good delivery. Can Victor Gyökeres stand tall? There's been loads of criticism for him. Can he take this opportunity, knowing that they've got options on the bench? What can they do?
Well, I think he just needs to exert more dominance on the field of play. Whenever you see the Gyökeres we see at Arsenal is not the same man that was at Sporting just last season. I don't know if it's a thing of confidence, a new environment. While he's gotten 5 goals in the Premier League, for a player that that came with a lot of expectation, he was expected to do more. And I think up until this point, look, being a team like Arsenal, knowing fully well that you're one of the best teams in the world, you're chasing glory at the end of the season, you need a forward, a centre forward that can actually guarantee you goals. While Gyökeres doesn't look like it right now, I think that there's that potential that's present in the player. He's a gifted forward. We saw him at Sporting. So I wouldn't be so quick to, be very harsh with my criticism or critique of him, because I don't think he's a bad forward. But I just think he's taking a lot more time to get acquainted with his new surroundings and the players around him.
So
and it's also...
How do they get...
He's taking 6 months to get acquainted with his new surroundings.
How do they get...
I mean, not everybody's Semenyo, not everybody's Haaland.
Again, remember that football is a team sport, right? Gyökeres cannot take the ball from the goalkeeper's angle and go to the other side.
Personally, I feel like we're being a little bit too lenient of Victor Gyökeres. Because, again, let's compare, right? How many goals does he have this season? Has he, by eye test, has he even looked as effective? Now, let's look at on the other side, right? There was a certain player who used to play for Chelsea named Nicholas Jackson. Yeah. And Nicholas Jackson he got massive flack because he wasn't getting the results, right? And truth be told, he deserved that flack, right? Because he was getting into great positions, but he couldn't hit the back of the net to save his life. But even as at then, you could see that all he needed to work on was his finishing. If somebody asked me, what does Gyökeres need to work on right now? I would say he needs to work on physicality, he needs to work on positioning, he needs to work on off-the-ball movement, he needs to work on striking from outside the box. He looks like an incomplete striker, in my opinion. And you cannot function...
He hasn't gotten service.
It's not about
service. That was what I was going to
I disagree.
Hold on.
I disagree.
That was what I was going to go to before you switched to ask him. And I was going to say, because it felt like, I was going on and on.
We're taking quite a long time to get to where you're going to.
But this is the process of, setting everyone up for what I'm about to say. For the punchline, I can't just drop it immediately. So what I'm going to say is, Gyökeres has gotten 5 goals in the league. Trossard, who is a winger, has the same number of goals, but a lot more assists too. In terms of Arsenal, you have wingers who are direct, who would rather go for goal and picking up a centre forward in great positions. If Gyökeres was probably getting more service from the members in and around him, and you can't really blame those players because Arsenal have players, even in the midfield, that have quality to go for goal from range. You have players like Zubimendi, Declan Rice, Odegaard, Merino from the bench, who can actually take strikes from range. These are players, these are players that can come up with something out of nothing. Players that, create impact whenever they're on the field of play. And for that could even be a problem with the striker because he's not getting that much service.
I don't think
if you have a setup where everyone is just trying to pick out Gyökeres, maybe we can be more critical of him if he's getting more service. But right now, I don't think we need to be this harsh because he's trying. Decent numbers, 5 goals. While he can be better, while he can be more, look at the players in and around him. What are they doing to ensure that his numbers get better?
Well, aside from the fact, yes, it's their job to create. But personally, I feel like a striker, it doesn't matter what team you put Erling Haaland in. It does not matter who is playing on the wings. No. Because they're playing the same
an unfair
position.
comparison.
Are you comparing?
I'm comparing to centre forward.
You can't
I'm comparing an overly... it doesn't matter what
So we don't lose the plot because we know that in 19 Premier League games, he scored 5 goals. Right? Those are the number of goals he scored so far. We're hoping to see... I'm asking, what can his teammates do to help him score more goals?
I think that we need to stop looking at his teammates and start looking at Victor Gyökeres. Look at, again, I'm only going to use the premium members of the striking department that I can think of right now, off the top of my head. Look at when Harry Kane was at Tottenham Hotspur. Look at Erling Haaland, right?
Brown, just not to cut you short. Just going to switch to this young man on our screen, Esteval. He's gotten the nod to start this game. We thought he was going to start the previous game against Cardiff City. Didn't get the nod, but he's gotten the nod to start this game. There were many that tipped him to be the next best thing to happen to English football. Getting his opportunity under Lamrezano, how does he convince the manager to trust him a little more?
I feel like he needs to do what he does best, and that's the one-on-one, the 1v1s. Yeah. Now, also, the problem is going to be that, that Declan Rice is going to be on that wing as well. They are going to do their best to stop Esteval from being 1v1 with Yuri and Timber. What needs to happen, aside from what obviously Esteval tried to take on his man, is the fact that I think that he's supporting cast, the likes of Andre Santos, the likes of, what's his name now, who's playing right back for Chelsea in this game, Achiampong. They need to be able to make those kinds of runs that deter players like Declan Rice and, and even Leandro Trossard from trying to block off that 1v1. Because you know that 1v1 Esteval, there's probably not a lot of, left backs or right backs or wing backs in general in the Premier League who are going to stop him. They need to be able to get him 1v1. They also need to be able to make those kinds of runs that confuses the defender a little bit and gives him a little bit of space because he can also shoot from range. Again, now this is a situation where I feel like teammates can help. As a centre forward, I don't feel like your teammates helping is as much a function as your positioning as your teammates not even getting into position. Because for me, I feel like if you're in a great position as a centre forward, and we're going back to that Gyökeres situation, if you're in a great position as a centre forward, don't always be at the back post. I feel like he's a centre forward, yeah, he's good, but I look at his game and it seems a bit lazy to me. It seems like, yeah, just find me wherever I am. When he gets into those kinds of positions, you expect that, okay, he's going to be found. Sometimes don't go to the back post. Sometimes come to this, the penalty spot. Try and get a cut back. I think that he needs more movement, sometimes leave the box completely. And I feel like the more he did that, in games before, you could see the likes of Eberici, Eze, and Leandro Trossard help the team as opposed to expecting just to get deliveries anytime you're in the box.
Gideon, one word, because obviously you've got your hands up, and Brown was always going to take us back there, and there was no escaping this. It's a lot of pressure on a manager like Liam Rosino playing in a tournament like this, but there's the possibility of glory, right? 2 games or 3 games, and you can win your first title. And a person who's benefited from this is Mikel Arteta, right? Many years ago, came into the scene, got the FA Cup, and went on to win with a few matches. What will he be targeting? What will be his target, knowing that Arsenal are arguably the best team in the division, right? You're up against the best team in the semi-final. That's just been thrown into the deep end. How should he prosecute this game, knowing what Arsenal can do?
I mean, so you're asking for Liam Rosino. Yeah. Okay. I just needed to have that clarity. No. So I think for Arsenal, we understand what the objective should be because of all the, what momentum they built under Arteta. But for Liam Rosino, look, right now it looks like uncharted territory. He still doesn't have an idea of what his preferred starting level is going to be, the players at his disposal. He's probably going to, take some time to get to know these players and see what they can do on field of play. So I think this game is not going to be a good judge of what his tenure in Chelsea is going to look like because it's a very difficult fixture in your second game in charge against Arsenal, and it's a semi-final, so it's very tough right now. But I think for Chelsea, if he can avoid defeat, the last time the Gunners lost at Standford Bridge was a long time. I think if he can have a positive result against Arsenal today, it's a derby. They need to play for bragging rights, and also it's a cup fixture, a knockout cup fixture, so which is even more important. The first leg, how Chelsea's ambitions moving forward in this tournament, how crucial it's going to be depends on how well they play today. If they can hold Arsenal, off, I think they would have probably a positive shout moving forward. So they need to hold Arsenal down. They need to keep Arsenal at bay and have a good showing at home. That last game, ended a poor run of 5 games without a victory. They won convincingly 5-1 in the FA Cup. That should be a spur to to have a better performance. While it looks like on paper their squad is flatter than Arsenal, I think they're going to be playing for bragging rights at home at Standford Bridge.
I think that again, you're sort of on the. I get their champion.
It's not a full squad,
right?
That's what I mean by flatter.
There's João Pedro on the bench. They've got the likes of Garnacho on the bench. That's a Copa America winner.
Yeah, but when you take out the quality of a player like Cole Palmer from that team, he does a lot. When you take out the leadership of Reece James from that team, he also does a lot. For me, I feel like this is a Chelsea team that while they don't have the excuse of saying that, that we weren't good enough or we don't have the players. They have, more or less a full squad, 8 to 9 players who are usually their starters. But for me, I feel like this is a Chelsea team that is still lacking something.
Just one final thing. Chelsea have found some joy scoring at Standford Bridge in their last couple of games. In their last 12 games at the Bridge, they've scored. But
they are home.
Yeah, that's the thing.
When you say they scored at home,
no, so certain teams haven't been playing at their best at home. And I'm not even going to mention, I'm sure you know those teams, some big teams that don't play their best football at home right now. Chelsea, on the other hand, in their last 12 at the Standford Bridge, they've been scoring goals. The only problem is that some of those games, they've also conceded as well as they've scored. So they need to be concerned about the rear guard. But from a scoring perspective, I think they're good enough to at least put 1 or 2 goals past this Arsenal. Well, let me not overstretch it. Maybe one goal.
Let's not overstretch. Let's go to prediction. Let's go with you.
Oh, it's going to be tough.
First leg, remember, there's always a second game.
There's always a second game, yeah. But I'm going to go with a draw. I'm finding it hard to see a winner in this one, in this first leg. I think Chelsea are going to hold Arsenal down. A 1-1 draw maybe seems okay to me.
Okay, Brown?
I wanted to say 1-1 because, again, that's what my brain is saying. But I feel like Arsenal can edge it because Arsenal have the more complete team. 2-1 to Arsenal.
All right, so what the guys have spoken, so let's go live for the first 45. We'll return at halftime, share our thoughts from this game.
Chelsea's manager having succeeded Enzo. Welcome along for a London derby in the Carabao Cup semi-finals in England. Chelsea and Arsenal hoping to make a big Wembley final this season. Chelsea with new management, senior. Win in the first leg of this semi-final tie would be a huge boost to him. His first home game in charge of the Blues. A victory against Arsenal would be a real statement for the former Strasbourg boss. All the more so given that Arsenal have been pretty much all-conquering this year. Their title side, top of the English Premier League, top in the Champions League at the moment as well, having won all 6 of their matches so far. A comfortable 4-1 victory at Portsmouth in the FA Cup at the weekend. Well, lots of changes for both sides. 8 for Chelsea tonight from the weekend. Moise Caicedo serving a one-match ban. Captain Enzo Fernandez returning, though, to bolster that midfield. Estevao, João Pedro and Pedro Neto all coming into what is a very exciting-looking Chelsea attack. Well, Arsenal as well make 8 changes from their last game. A strong-looking lineup too. Kepa retains his place in goal to face his former club for the first time. Declan Rice celebrates his birthday with another start for the Gunners. Victor Gyökeres will look to answer a few critics, helping Premier League leaders to a crucial first leg lead at Standford Bridge. Benches as well. Cracking cup tie. Game brought to you by Sportybet, live in Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa and Kenya. TV app for iOS and Android. To get all of Sporty TV on the go, including English Premier League matches and La Liga games too.
Back to the top flight with a young team of incredible talent, including the late great Ray Wilkins, a warrior on the pitch and a gentleman off it, a true Chelsea legend. We offer our sincere condolences to his wife Linda, the rest of his family and friends. There will now be a moment's applause that will begin and end with the sound of the referee's whistle.
Applause in memory of Eddie McCready, Chelsea fullback and manager. FA Cup winner in 1970 for Chelsea. Passed away a couple of days ago at the age of 85. This is always keenly contested. And on Sporty Bet right now, Chelsea to win 4.32, the draw 3.65, Arsenal to win 1.94. It's Mikel Arteta up against Liam Rosenior. Remember to bet responsibly, and only if you're over the age of 18. Do remember as well, Sporty hero of the match. The poll will be posted in the 75th minute on the app. Your chance to vote. Who's going to stand out this evening in London? We'll have to find out. That is the birthday boy, Declan Rice, who has the first touch of this match. He turned 27 today. It's Chelsea against Arsenal. League Cup semi-finals, and Arsenal already threatening through Bukayo Saka. Paul Murphy watching this one alongside me. What are you expecting?
Well, I think those pre-match odds from Sporty Bet pretty much reflect the two team selections. Arsenal a very strong looking starting 11. Chelsea without the likes of Cole Palmer, Reece James, Malo Gusto and Liam Delap, who's out through illness. Palmer, James and Gusto failed late fitness test, and they're a big loss. So I would expect, as we saw last night, the away team might come away with the win tonight. Arsenal in such good form, but I'm sure a draw wouldn't be a bad result.
In the semi-final last night, I've seen that one on Sporty TV as well. Chelsea with the free kick. To take it. Chelsea will have a throw-in problem on the far side. Reece James has a hip problem. Cole Palmer should be available for the weekend, according to Liam Rosenior. Neto will be a player to watch out for as Kukureya. A short pass there. Neto a corner, so free kick, throw in and a corner in quick succession for Chelsea. Arsenal, the set piece specialists this season. It is the home side. Have a chance to turn the tables here. Into the side net. Argentine will be disappointed with that one.
That was wasteful, wasn't it? When you look at 6-7 blue jerseys in the area looking for a better delivery, a player with almost 40 caps for Argentina, you'd expect a better delivery.
Kepa in goal for Arsenal. Famous one against Manchester City back in 2019. Chelsea winning on penalties. Refused to come off before the shootout.
I don't think his manager, Maurizio Sarri, was too pleased on that occasion. It did make up eventually after that. It's going to be interesting tonight, Mark, to see how young Mark Guiu does up front for Chelsea. His starts in the Premier League have been few and far between this season. With only one start, as far as I know. But it is a chance for him to impress his new boss now, Liam Rosenior, tonight.
Senior working with a lot of young players at Strasbourg in France in his last job. Of course, Strasbourg under the same ownership as Chelsea. Luis Santos, the number 17, was at Strasbourg last season, so as a player a senior will know. Who would have been able to spread the word ahead of time about what to expect from a new Chelsea boss who replaced Enzo Maresca. There's Guy, Spaniard in attack. He's got a tough job to make a mark in this game, given that William Saliba and Gabriel are at the back for Arsenal. Shootout that year. There was also 2022 when Liverpool got the better of Chelsea on penalties. And Kepa, an unfortunate player to miss. Liverpool winning 11-10 in the shootout. And of course, 1-0 as well in 2024. Competition in 1993. They have a corner now.
Timber did well here, showed good determination. Didn't follow through, just his momentum. And Chelase.
Fans, 4,000 of them at Standford Bridge, celebrating the fact they've won a set piece. And they've done it again. Arsenal score from a corner. We've seen it so often this season, and this time it's Ben White who has got the goal. Just the start the Gunners wanted, and a blow already for a senior who would have been focusing on how to defend these corners, but 7 minutes in, Arsenal strike again.
And how easy is that for Ben White? He's 2 yards out and he's left unmarked. João Pedro just lost his man completely, but again the quality of that delivery from Declan Rice. What a ball, what an inviting ball for any attacker, in this case White, to just glance into the net. It's all about the quality of the delivery, but João Pedro perhaps should have done better defensively.
Offside, we saw a long decision in the Newcastle-Manchester City game. No problems here, the goal stands, and that is goal number 24 from a set piece this season for Arsenal.
And you can be sure that Chelsea have been working on this defensively in the build-up to this game, but they were completely caught out there. Just a simple finish for White in the end. Liam Senior will be so disappointed with that. Does show you the value of the quality of a good delivery as well, though. What a great ball from Rice. Contrast that with Fernandes putting it into the side netting at the other end.
Second leg matches live on Sporty TV, 3rd and 4th of February. Before that, Del Rey, Bundesliga, Serie A, Premier League, La Liga. On Sunday. YouTube and the Sporty TV. Tonight. Now, and then Southampton there, Barcelona. Again here.
Good play by Novermber, putting the pressure as Chelsea look to play it out from the back, and press from Arsenal almost paying off again. They do that so well.
Reveal on Friday the 16th. Social media channels. Check that out. So here it's Fernandez who lands a shot on target. It was easy enough save for Kepa. Quite a few goals this season, obviously a penalty taker, Fernandez. 8 goals in all competitions. Penalty off the bench on Saturday in the 5-1 victory at Charlton.
Afford to go 2-0 down. Serious pressure from the Arsenal players as Chelsea try to play it out every time.
Chelsea win 8.50, the goal 4.9, Arsenal to win 1.37. Scored in the 1-1 draw between these sides at Standford Bridge in the league earlier in the season. The Chelsea defender. Caicedo sent off in the first half.
Chelsea did well in that game actually to come back and get the 1-1 draw, having played for so long with only 10 men. Caicedo on the naughty step again tonight, having picked up a couple of yellow cards in this competition. Just settling into it now, Chelsea, a little bit. Just the last 2 minutes or so, we've seen them keep the ball a bit better. So Fernandez shot to test Kepa. They've managed to get the ball wide.
Semi-final. So went through in the 97-98 season. Arsenal advancing 17-18. 3-0. Manchester City in the final. Since
and it was interesting to hear Arteta saying before the game that they could use the Carabao Cup as a springboard this season.
Springing forward now, it's Chelase looking for the layoff, looking for the shot. He gets the one goal.
Good spot by the referee. Somebody that had his arm up around the neck of the goalkeeper.
First of the campaign, the advantage in this semi-final. Get the Sporty TV app, but they are not this, and the only place to get all Sporty TV on the go. Various ways. TV channel itself on YouTube. Sporty FM in Ghana too. There's another toss-up. Santos came back from Wales, slows him down for now.
Set pieces paying dividends for them in that cup game.
Mix up on that far side between Timber and Chelase, they left it for each other. That seems very simple, doesn't it? He was looking at White.
He was, and he just let him go. It was poor defending.
We're seeing it. Been working tactically on Arsenal from the very moment he came into the club. Games analysed every aspect, including set plays. I'm happy with the attitude, the energy, the intensity. It's a really sad goal to concede early on in such a big game.
I suppose you can't legislate for a player just losing his, the man he's supposed to be marking, as João Pedro did for the goal. So they might have an interesting discussion in the dressing room at half-time.
So make a difference at the other end here. The Brighton man. Post. Just drifted beyond Pedro Neto. semi-finals, scored 3 goals in his first start. That's his former club, Fluminense. Neto. Down easily, but gets a free kick. Saliba that time.
Unnecessary free kick for Saliba to give away. They weren't going anywhere.
Hernandez, cup winner with Argentina. To create much, and really struggling that time was Achampong, but the teenager retained possession at least. Santos and Fernandez. Neto. Away from Ben White. Neto has options in the middle, but Declan Rice gets back for Arsenal. Here to Estelao. Stretch to reach that pass from Fernandez. He's given up possession to Saka for Gyökeres. One goal in the last 10 for the Swedish striker. He's an Arsenal player. That's scored 4 matches. Feature against Portsmouth. Sporting in Portugal though is incredible. 97 goals in 102 matches. 49 goals in 33 league matches last season. Back league winner in Portugal. Arteta, plenty of Arsenal fans no doubt hoping that Gyökeres will come good. Fernandez this time.
And Mikel Arteta launched a pretty staunch defence of Gyökeres. He's only scored 5 goals, as you say, in the league, but his overall performances have been admired by Arteta, and he said he's been a very central player to Arsenal, who are obviously sitting top of the table and going very nicely, thank you very much, in the Premier League. So he hasn't been a complete write-off by any means.
Well, Arsenal have another free kick, another chance to test Robert Sanchez. He's up there along with Saliba, the 2 centre-backs for Arsenal. It's going to be the skipper Odegaard to take this one. And it was a good chance in the end. Zubimendi set up nicely. Bit of panic in the Chelsea defence there.
Again, something that Liam Rossinier will be worried about. Chalobah, in trying to clear the ball, could only set it up for Zubimendi. That was a good chance.
That's Hooper unhappy with here. Head up under pressure. He was pulled back by Zubimendi. I'm sure Arteta is well aware of the statistics. The Gunners have lost only one of their last 76 matches in all competitions when they score first. Also lost their last 4 semi-final ties in all competitions. Europa League, League Cup again, and the Champions League. Lost in the League Cup semis and the Champions League semis last time around. Oh, nice pass through. Real chance for Chelsea to get level. Well, to the wrong player maybe in Joshua Champong. Kepa made the save, but Champong found the net. The goal wouldn't have stood, he was offside.
It was a nice through ball to send him away, but he just went a fraction early. It was definitely a yard or so offside at Champong. Ghanaian descent, of course, qualifies to play for Ghana.
He is currently an England under-21 international, just 19 years of age. Fernandes for Chelsea.
Incidentally, he qualifies to play for the Republic of Ireland as well at Champong, so
he has options.
He has options.
There's João Pedro, Brazil international, away from Zubimendi. It goes to Estevao. To Fernandes, and out wide once more. Well, they want a shot to come. It's well worked by Chelsea. No takers in there. Oh, João Pedro cut it across goal. It would have been a tap-in. Kiu and Cucurella not anticipating that one. They were thinking that Pedro was going to shoot from there.
What a cute little through ball from Fernandes as well. Beautiful pass. You can see Rossinier knows that that was a chance. He'll be so keen to make, if not a winning start, at least a drawing start. He doesn't want to lose his first game at home.
Arsenal hoping to build on their lead. 2-goal lead at half-time would be very special at Standford Bridge in a London derby. Oh my God. Throws Gyökeres, runs for Zubimendi, the Spaniard. Goes back to the French international, Saliba. Saliba wins the header. It's the Belgian Trossard, having a fine season. 7 goals and 6 assists in all competitions. Back on his feet quickly here. Well, they've worked it well, Arsenal. It's Trossard! And a real scramble in the Chelsea defence to deny Leandro Trossard and Arsenal the second goal.
I think the referee might have got an assist here if that had gone in as a goal, because it's a brilliant advantage that he played. What footwork from Trossard. So close. Great play.
So another set piece for Arsenal. Nervous moments for the opposition. Whenever that happens these days, it's a good one to the back post. Sanchez, though, unchallenged. A lot of pace on that ball, but Sanchez able to deal with it. Fernandes pulling the strings for Chelsea. Reminder, Sporty TV on YouTube and the linear channels on TV. Available via Star Times DTT, channel 258. DTH, channel 190, OTT, Star Times ON, and also simulcasting on NTA. So do stay with us until the end of the match. There's the live chat afterwards as Chelsea almost give us a major talking point. Estevao forcing a good save that time from Kepa.
Does very well here, Estevao. And very good goalkeeping, because I think the ball went through Timber's legs here. You might have just seen it a little late, the keeper, but good save at his near post.
And the Chelsea corner, a dangerous one. Doesn't come down for Cucurella to shoot. He headed it back into the area where the referee spotted a foul. Arsenal get the free kick. Senior led Strasbourg to 7th place in Ligue 1 last season, and a place in European competition. They did well in the Europa Conference League. Son of Leroy, who played for QPR, Fulham, West Ham, Bristol City. He did coach in England before. Brighton and Derby County. He was manager at Derby County, then Hull City. Big step up though, taking over at Chelsea. Nicholas muscled off it really there. Looks like a player who's a little short on confidence.
An important block there from Trossard in the centre of the pitch, because Estevao was in a lot of space on the far side if the ball had made it out to that right flank.
Saliba. Cucurella underneath that one. Rice has it for Arsenal. 3 ahead of Odegaard now. Plays the pass late. Being patient here, Arsenal. And Trossard hits one. And he hits it over the top.
They worked the opportunity well here. I wonder, was Trossard a little hasty taking that shot from the edge of the area? Did he have better options as the ball broke to him here out wide? You can see Timber with his arms held aloft was looking for a pass.
Nicholas hoping for a clear-cut chance here. What do you make of it so far, Con? Arsenal doing their usual, getting ahead and staying ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Chelsea have been restricted to a couple of long-range efforts. That one corner that caused a bit of bother for Kepa, but Arsenal in general have managed the game well, and they do look threatening as well when they come forward themselves. I would say Arteta will be very pleased, and the game has gone much as I expected it would, actually. Young Mark Guillou is struggling to make an impact up front for Chelsea so far.
Maybe that's why the live odds on Sportybet have Chelsea to win at 12.50, the draw at 5, Arsenal to win 1.30. Bet responsibly, only if you are over the age of 18. Now, everyone at Sporty TV is very excited about the partnership with Burna Boy. A tribute to Africa through sports, music and culture coming from a true African giant. And that will be on Friday the 16th. You don't want to miss it. You're getting a taster for it throughout the game today at various points. You can check out the first listen of the song by the players on our social media. Do not miss that one. Some big players involved, including Real Madrid's Eduardo Camavinga. Friday the 16th on Sporty TV's social media channels. All will be revealed. Something very special indeed involving Burna Boy. Estevão, not so special on this occasion. Big money signing from Palmeiras. He's already had a decent opportunity. Already capped numerous times by Brazil at senior level, despite being a few months out from his 19th birthday. Scored against Chelsea in the Club World Cup quarter-finals.
He is a prodigious talent, there's no doubt about that. As you say, into double figures, senior caps for Brazil at the age of 18. No mean feat. And Chelsea fans love him after that late winner against Liverpool in the league earlier on in the campaign.
That's an important bit of play from Wesley Fofana, but corner on the way again for Arsenal. Interesting to see Liam Rosenior talk about Estevão in the build-up to this game. He understands the fans are frustrated because he does magical things when he's on the pitch, but he's 18, he's come from a different culture, different way of playing. And Rosenior says you have to protect a player like that, look after him. And it's getting the right balance between giving him minutes and getting Chelsea wins. Another Declan Rice corner then for Arsenal. This one met by Trevor Chalobah. Regard for Arsenal. Chelase off his shoulder, that one.
You spoke about a striker without confidence, and Gyökeres, that was an unconfident striker's finish. Although the ball was slightly behind him, there was very little conviction in that header.
Well, Chelsea trailing in this Carabao Cup semi-final first leg. Things going very well for Arsenal, as usual this season. Mikel Arteta saying his side were extremely motivated ahead of this one. And it's been a while since they won a major trophy, so it is an important step. Victory in the League Cup could help them on the way to bigger things, including the Premier League title. And the Rice throw-in comes to nothing, but Arsenal back in possession. It's not a bad effort. William Saliba, why not?
He's an unlikely source from that sort of area, but that was a fine strike from Saliba. And Sanchez very relieved to see that one go just over the crossbar. It was a really crisp shot.
Well, that's a useful tackle from White on Cucurella. a problem for Chelsea. They're up against a team that has conceded 1 goal in 6 games in the Champions League, 14 in 21 in the league. Arsenal 6 points ahead of Manchester City and Aston Villa. They are 18 points ahead of Chelsea in the Premier League. So in theory, chances will be difficult to create for Chelsea as this game goes on.
Potentially, it's a big ask, but potentially the quadruple is on the table for Arsenal this season. They're going so well in the league. Potentially in a Carabao Cup final if things go according to plan here. Still going well in the FA Cup and still going well in the Champions League, so dream big.
Chelsea have to believe, but Pedro Neto unable to find a teammate there. There's the one-up feature on Sportybet these days. If your team goes up by 1 goal at any point during the game, you're a winner. Chelsea get that one away. Sporty Hero of the Match poll will be posted in the 75th minute. There's a yellow card here for Estevao, it looks like, for dissent, and for Trossard. Achampong is taken out of it. Leandro Trossard.
Well, it was a very unnecessary yellow card for Estevao because Trossard was always going to get a yellow for that. There was no need for Estevao to go to the referee and brandish an imaginary card, which actually earned him a yellow card. It's maybe a little bit of youthful exuberance there.
A bit of what Rossini was talking about as well, in terms of Estevao still having a bit to learn. That's a nice touch from him, though, for Neto. Copa del Rey on YouTube and the Sporty TV app. Right now it is Albacete against Real Madrid. Tomorrow, Santander against Barca. In the Bundesliga, Leipzig Bayern is on offer on Saturday on Sporty TV. AC Milan in action on Thursday and again on Sunday in Serie A. Liverpool Burnley on Saturday in the Premier League, another offering. As Cucurella picks up another yellow card. Had to wait a while for one in this game, and he gets one for that challenge on Saka.
You can just sense a little irritation amongst the Chelsea fans in the stadium with their side's performance tonight, their lack of penetration in the final third. And Arsenal do look like the more dangerous side going forward.
Well, if you think back, there was the João Pedro cutback, Estevao shot that was saved, but we've seen so many of these scenes, Arsenal set pieces. And that means that Chelsea are always on edge in defence. Rice takes this one. Odegaard gets it out to Saka. And off Cucurella for another corner.
Lovely ball from Odegaard out there to find Saka wide, leading to this corner kick.
Well, there's the goal scorer, White. Being picked up by a Champong this time. Cucurella is in a bit of a mismatch there with Saliba. The whistle blows. Free kick for Chelsea.
A lot of wrestling going on in the area there as that corner kick was about to come in.
Arteta's going to be very happy. Just listen, or don't listen. You can't hear much from the Chelsea crowd at the moment.
Yeah, it's gone very flat. He needs more from his team in the second half. Liam Rossini.
Handy enough win against Charlton. Took a while to take control, at least on the scoreboard in that match at the weekend, but Senior realising what's involved at the very top level, because Arsenal are a very tough nut to crack this season.
And I think he doesn't have quite the same artillery on the bench as Mikel Arteta would if required. When you look at the Arsenal subs bench, it's definitely much, much deeper and stronger.
And Guiu so far getting very little in attack for Chelsea. And it is Arsenal who lead at the break, thanks to yet another goal from a corner. A different goal scorer, Ben White, with his first of the season. It was all too easy inside the opening 10 minutes for the Gunners in this Carabao Cup semi-final. Estevao coming closest to getting Chelsea level. And they need to come up with a plan for the second half to get back into this game. Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1 at Standford Bridge at half-time.
This is the greatest spectacle in world football, a title decider, and it feels like nothing can sway a game of this magnitude.
Says who? We've been through this before. You just have to believe a little longer. And everybody knows that 1 minute here lasts forever. Because it's not over until we say it's over.
Hey, baby. I missed you so much. What are you doing right now?
Rebecca, I'm in the car now with my family. We are going for lunch. I'll see you in the office on Monday. Yes.
Sometimes you don't have a way out.
This Emeka is a very funny guy.
With SportyBet, you do. Because with our maximum cash out availability, there's always a way out. SportyBet, winning is now that easy.
To show for everybody. If I get up at to that's my team. If you try to show love for everybody.
Name? Ifan Yobina from Lagos, sir.
The king of virtual games.
A virtual winner? Yes, that's 7 straight wins, sir.
You, skyscraper. What's the view from up there?
I see all the crash points, sir.
Any sports expert?
Ben Alfuri from Accra, sir.
He's the #1 in Maltese.
Pathological optimist.
You have a bonus pick.
Hey, you. Are you ready? Welcome to the team. I am Jose Mourinho.
And we are football.com.
This is the greatest spectacle in world football, a title decider, and it feels like nothing can sway a game of this magnitude.
Says who? We've been through this before. You just have to believe a little longer. And everybody knows that 1 minute here lasts forever. Because it's not over until we say it's over.
All right, so halftime score, Arsenal lead at Standford Bridge by 1-0, live on our coverage right here on Sporty TV. I'm Femi Faraway, Gideon Keshi and Chelase Brown together. We saw the first 45 minutes. Brown, let's talk about the first half, and Arsenal have taken the lead.
Yeah, certainly. Arsenal have taken the lead. And to be fair, I felt like Arsenal looked like the better side, just slightly. Neither side really created a lot. And there was a little bit of, of a VAR check. But in the end, it was the right call. It might be, a little bit
For you, it was the right call.
Yes, it was the right call for me, but it's a bit inconsistent. Because, again, it brings to mind, that entire Erling Haaland situation from yesterday and Antoine Semenyo. Clearly, when, Ben White heads this ball, Victor Gyökeres is clearly offside. But because he doesn't make any sort of contact with the ball or move to get to the ball.
But he does make a move.
No, he moves away from the ball.
So but that's influencing the ball as well.
Exactly. So that's why I said it's inconsistent. So for me, do I feel like it's the right call? I do. In the same way I felt like it would have been the right call to give the goal yesterday as an actual goal instead of as an offside. But again, if the course is correcting, then yeah, I get it. But Arsenal have been brilliant from corners this season. I think 17 corners that they've scored so far this season.
Gideon, I want to talk about that goal again. What was the problem from a Chelsea point of view defensively?
I mean, and we've seen Arsenal do this time and time again. You would think Chelsea would, have it at the back of their minds to want to defend set-piece situations like this very well. That in swinger would always, cause a lot of problems for the Chelsea backline to defend. But with the numbers in the box, and it looked like, they had all their man, everyone was defending and marking the rightful man that they were meant to mark. But now I'm trying to see what the problem was. First, I think maybe Sanchez was just overly exuberant.
Miscalculated the flight of the ball.
Exactly. He miscalculated.
Because if you come out for the ball, you have to get
you have to get it right too. So Sanchez makes a move that I think, he could have done a lot better to calculate the trajectory of the ball coming into the back. So that automatically takes him out of the situation. And then again, the defense, while they try to, do their best, I don't think they were just aggressive enough like the Arsenal contingent, because Arsenal are always very aggressive from corners. We see them do this game in, game out, and we're used to seeing it, but on this particular occasion, Chelsea couldn't do anything. I don't think there was anything wrong other than, probably maybe Sanchez being a little too exuberant, like I mentioned, but the defenders, I've looked at that goal time and time again. I don't necessarily see anything wrong with the defending. I just thought they were out-muscled, I beg your pardon, by Arsenal, and Arsenal, again, aggressive from set piece, showed that aggression to put this at the back of the net again. And I think now with this goal, they've extended their scoring record in away games. Prior to this game, 13 consecutive games that they've scored on the road. Let's make it 14 now.
You know what's interesting? The previous round, when they took on Crystal Palace, Arsenal's only goal came as well from a corner kick, right? So
that's why I said we're used to it.
All right, so well, after this, Arsenal were 1-0 up. Chelsea obviously tried to come forward. Brown, let's go over to what Chelsea did. Enzo Fernandez. If you want someone on the ball just in front of the D, it's that man right there.
Yes, certainly. Enzo Fernandez is a player who is very good at striking the ball. And if you want somebody to be on the ball in these kinds of situations, it's most likely should be him. He takes it on, and you can see that, again, I feel like, again, Kepa Arrizabalaga is, he's not by any means a bad goalkeeper, obviously. And he's been brilliant this entire competition. If you're going to beat Kepa from that kind of range, it has to be something special. The strike is fairly central. It's a bit low to the ground. It's a very comfortable catch for the goalkeeper. It's more like a testing strike than it is with a strike with actual intent, because, obviously he doesn't want to hit it with his left foot. His stronger foot is his right. So he opens up his body a little bit. That's just space that the goalkeeper can see that he wants to take a shot and set himself up. And that's exactly what happened. So he strike, if maybe that goes to a top corner, maybe right top corner, left top corner, maybe it gives Kepa a bit of an issue, but it doesn't on that occasion because, again, it's fairly central, like I said, and it's pretty low to the ground.
Gideon, we spoke so much about Victor Gyökeres, right? Was instrumental in the first goal in his own way, right?
Wasn't in his own way how? Not being caught offside. He didn't really do anything.
Or he stopped the defender from getting, to the ball.
But he didn't. He didn't do anything.
Getting in the, look, Brown, what do you say about this?
On this particular occasion, he receives the ball, back to goal. Then I thought probably maybe he could have just gone directly. I would have favored, a first-time strike. But exactly, he tries to take, one touch too many, and eventually that chance goes begging. It's not the best of deliveries in terms of the passes, though. So I'm not going to be too critical about how he receives the ball. And while he tries to steady himself, like I said, one too many touches, and then again that chance goes begging. He puts it wide. But still, we saw danger signs from Arsenal's forward and Gyökeres in that sort of position. And then as Arsenal started to grow into the game, look at this great opportunity from Trossard, gets past Chalobah, but then again, Chelsea's defense were able to gather themselves and recoup just at the right time to push it out for a corner. But worrying signs because the way Arsenal like to utilize, their players on the flank, we understood coming into this game that Chelsea would have a lot of problem defending guys from the wing. And on this particular occasion, they struggled to defend against all the Trossard, I beg your pardon.
I'm sorry. Is anybody actually looking at Gyökeres?
I was going to go there by saying the first opportunity we saw, it was in no man's land, and I thought maybe the delivery wasn't as perfect as it should be. But then I realized that Gyökeres sort of got himself in a position he shouldn't be. Right? And the two Trossard opportunities we've seen,
he still stays behind the defenders. So the problem that I have,
not because he stays behind. I think he doesn't give himself the avenue that if there's a
gap.
cross in front,
There's
a cross in front
across the 6-yard area,
and it misses the defender, I should be able to.
Now here's the thing: if any centre forward in any of the top teams that you think of right now, when a player is going to the byline, even if the player is going to be like Trossard and try and take a shot, your own goal is to get into that 6-yard box. So even if the cutback comes, you can tap it into the back of the net. Gyökeres never really commits. He doesn't do one or the other, in my opinion. He never really commits. It's like, okay, what are you going to do? Are you going to stay away from the defenders? Are you going to try and create a little bit of space for yourself on maybe the penalty spot so that you can get a cutback? Are you going to run to the back post so that your teammates know that you can flash the ball across? He's literally a passenger in the 18-yard area.
Man. And because he's a big man, he's easy.
He's not bigger than Haaland. He's not bigger than... Why are we making these excuses?
Again, with the comparison, if you must give a proper comparison, Haaland, I will say this again, is very unfair. Look, are
they not playing the same position?
I get your point. Come on.
They're two different players.
Really?
How are they two?
Really?
Why are we doing...
He's played...
Come on,
let's move forward.
I agree with you. Come on.
Something Chelsea did, Esteval. Gideon, a lot was said about Esteval coming into this first 45, and he got his opportunity. What can you say about this?
I mean, it was a good opportunity. The opportunities for Chelsea were few and far between, but on this particular occasion, Esteval, a player that, very exciting forward, uses the width so well. He drives into the box, and then again, Timber, trying to get into a sort of position whereby he'll probably have help, but then again, he still was able to get that shot out. Kepa makes a very good save to push that ball out. But then again, this particular opportunity shows the kind of dangers Chelsea can have down the flank, especially with Esteval, knowing that he has pace and everything positive on the side. And the stats just, tell a very different story from what we saw, because while Chelsea, the possession stats goes in their favor, unfortunately, they considered the goal and Arsenal go into the halftime break with the lead. So Arsenal, not often do you hear for a team that plays possession football, have lesser possession than the opposition, but with more shots and, the better start, the goal.
All right, so that's the first 45 minutes. The second has got its own story, and that will be after this break.
This is the greatest spectacle in world football, a title decider, and it feels like nothing can sway a game of this magnitude.
Says who? We've been through this before. You just have to believe a little longer. And everybody knows that 1 minute here lasts forever. Because it's not over until we say it's over.
What makes a true leader in the game? Is it being the first to start? For over a decade, one name has always led in front. That name is Bet Naija. Bet Builder, Bet Freeze, One-Up, Bet Boom. Not just features. With unbeatable odds on over 300,000 live matches, you're playing to win. Just another reason why Bet Naija is truly Nigeria's #1.
This is the greatest spectacle in world football, a title decider, and it feels like nothing can sway a game of this magnitude.
Says who? We've been through this before. You just have to believe a little longer. And everybody knows that 1 minute here lasts forever. Because it's not over until we say it's over.
All right, so you can see scenes on the pitch before the start of the second 45 minutes, and changes could be happening. Let's connect back to Standford Bridge for the second 45. We'll return at full time.
Welcome back. Arsenal yet to emerge from the tunnel at Standford Bridge ahead of the second half in this Carabao Cup semi-final first leg, the English League Cup semi-finals. Brought to you by Sporty Bets on Sporty TV. Ben White with the only goal so far in this one. It's live in Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa and Kenya. And Odegaard and Arsenal getting yet another goal from a set piece, a header from White, putting the Gunners in front. And that goal coming after only 7 minutes. Chelsea unable to respond despite having 55% possession in that first half. And Mark Rodden watching this one alongside me. Con Murphy. Arteta, the happier manager right now, but how can Chelsea change things in this second half?
It's a very good question. Looks like Liam Rowe Senior hasn't made any changes at the break. His options on the bench are a little limited tonight in the absence of the likes of Liam Delap and Cole Palmer, who are out unavailable. He does have Garnacho, Tyreek George, Masugo. We might see them at some point if it stays like this, but much work for Chelsea to do to try and get themselves back into it.
Unfortunately, that man, Mark Guiu, the 20-year-old from Spain, has had very little impact so far. And the live odds on Sporty Bet ahead of the second half. Chelsea to win 12. The draw is 4.50. Arsenal to win 1.34. Bet responsibly only if you are over the age of 18. And João Pedro looking to carry the fight for Chelsea. It's the one-up feature on Sporty Bet these days. If your team goes up by 1 goal at any point during the game, you are a winner. And Sporty TV available via Star Times DTT, channel 258, DTH, channel 190, OTT, Star Times ON, and simulcasting on NTA. Remember to stay with us until the end of the match as well. Plenty of reaction in the Sporty Live post-match show from Lagos. Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1 in this League Cup semi-final. First leg, second legs to come on the 3rd and 4th of February, also live on Sporty TV. Manchester City winning 2-0 at Newcastle in the last 4 yesterday. Kepa clearing that one for Arsenal. Nice mopping up with the help of Timber. Such an impressive squad these days, Arsenal. Saliba and Gabriel at the back. Christian Mosquera and Piero Hincapié adding to their defensive options in the summer transfer window. Kepa was coming for that one. Gabriel, the Brazilian, heard the call a little too late maybe. Chelsea losing their last league match away from home, 2-1 at Fulham. Liam Rosenior was just watching that one. His first match in charge officially was the victory over Charlton in the Cup. Arsenal, of course, drew 0-0 at home against Liverpool in their last Premier League game. Need to feel a little bit uncomfortable at times in that one. Saka held up by Cucurella, but he has support arriving. It's White. Oh, it's gone through. Robert Sanchez, and Victor Gyökeres gets a second goal for Arsenal. The trademark celebration from the Swede. It's a huge goal for him, given the run of form he's been on, but it's a huge goal for the Gunners as well in this London derby.
And what an awful moment for Robert Sanchez. A complete gift of a goal for Gyökeres. Good quick thinking with that throw in down the line. Cucurella on a yellow card, had to be a little bit careful, as he will be throughout this second half. Saka, good ball. Oh, Sanchez will be so disappointed. He hammers the turf because he knows he should have claimed that one. Gift of a goal with Gyökeres in need of a confidence-boosting goal. Will take it. And Arsenal with a 2-goal lead. Ben White now with a goal and an assist in this game.
Yeah, Sanchez wasn't great for the opening goal either, missing the corner. That looks bad for the keeper. Very good for Arteta and Arsenal. And it is an 8th goal as an Arsenal player for Gyökeres. 5 in the Premier League, 2 in the Champions League, and now 1 in the League Cup as well. Long way back for Chelsea. Also on Sporty TV, exclusively on YouTube and the Sporty TV app. Albacete Real Madrid is live right now. And Racing Santander Barcelona is tomorrow. Copa del Rey matches, those two. There's Bundesliga, Serie A and Premier League to come as well. And the league action with Real Betis against Villarreal. And the senior will likely be thinking about changes straight away. It looks like he's called for Alejandro Garnacho. Understandable. It's amazing how your look can change.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness to Gyökeres, he was the right man in the right place. He was there to avail of the mistake by the goalkeeper. He won't score an easier goal probably all season, but that could be the little moment for him that just gives him a little boost in confidence. A great time for Arsenal to score, obviously, you know, right at the start of the second half. Psychologically, quite the crushing blow for Chelsea. He'll be looking for a quick response here from the corner.
Can Guiu get free of Gyökeres here? They both had quiet halves. Gyökeres on a high now, but it's Chelsea with a corner. Kepa coming for that one. He was caught, surely. Complaints from the team in blue, but I think the replay will clear this up. Wesley Fofana, the French defender, went in high here. And Kepa.
Good job, he didn't make contact, or serious contact at least, with that raised boot. I think it was a genuine attempt by Fofana to get the ball, but had he made contact, it could have been bad news for him. Double change on the way for the Blues.
Well, Q didn't work out for him today. One of the toughest assignments he would have, given the defenders he was up against. And, as you say, a double change for the Blues. Interesting changes as well from Rossignol, with Benoit Badiachil replacing the youngster from Champong, and the former Manchester United man Garnacho on too.
It'll be interesting to see how Chelsea set up with the withdrawal of Guillaume there. Garnacho's introduction. Here come Arsenal in search of a third.
And that one fizzed across. Chelase got it away for now. Odegaard urged to shoot, and Sanchez makes the save this time. Plenty of time, plenty of room as well for the Norwegian. Another corner for Arsenal. Saka winning this one.
Chelsea just on the ropes a little bit here. Clearly off Cucurella. There was no touch there, so corner is the correct decision. More defending for them to do. From Saka's side, the Arsenal fans in that corner behind that goal in great form at the moment. Why not?
Saka biding his time. Simon Hooper wants a word here.
To be honest with you, Mark, the amount of pushing and shoving going on inside that 6-yard area is ridiculous from both sides.
Trying to wriggle free of Badiachil as Saka sends it over right on top of Sanchez. He did well. Rice with the header back in. Chelase, nice touch from the Swede. Wins another corner. Chelsea to win 51, the draw 14. Arsenal to win 1.04 right now over on Sporty Bet. Bet responsibly, only if you're over 18. And Arsenal standing twice as tall as Chelsea right now. Bernabeu has something special coming as well with Sporty. It's going on Friday the 16th. Vinga Makelele, Jocelyn Colby all involved. Stars of music and sport. Big collaboration dropping on the 16th. Corner well defended. And Bernabeu, a real star, of course. You can check out the first listen of the song by the players on our social media. Don't miss out on that one. It is music, culture, entertainment. Some of the best athletes around, all involved in that collaboration between Sporty and Bernabeu, the great Nigerian. It is dropping on the 16th. Don't miss out. Here's Neto. Good cross. Garnacho. They have a goal back. A much needed response from Chelsea. And the substitution works almost straight away.
Well, from the manager's perspective, he'll be absolutely thrilled. Substitution paying off within a couple of minutes as Garnacho come on. Lovely little bit of play here from Neto. Such a lovely cross, and as it came through to Garnacho, he wasn't going to miss from there. Calm finish from him, didn't panic, one touch, bang. Past Kepa, and Chelsea back in the game and back in the tie.
Well, it's just Garnacho's second goal for Chelsea since joining from Manchester United. It's come at a very good time. The senior not celebrating too much because he knows there's a lot of work to do, but Chelsea back in the tie. Chelsea 1, Arsenal 2. Arsenal have another corner. Saliba is on the goal line, watched by Cucurella, another in-swinger. Sanchez gets a hand to it, and that one sliced wide by Odegaard, who did lose the ball, by the way, for that Chelsea goal. Arsenal looked so comfortable. First time really that they dropped their guard in defence all night.
Unlike Odegaard as well, he's so good on the ball. Chelsea took their chance well, though.
Another update on the odds on Sportybet. Chelsea to win 17.5, the draw 4.8. Arsenal to win 1.27. That's for over 18s only, and only if you bet responsibly on Sportybet. There is the Sporty Hero of the Match to choose as well. That poll going live on the Sporty TV app in the 75th minute.
Great pace to the game in this second half, and a real boost for Chelsea with that goal. The crowd are involved again.
Joao Pedro, the number 20, playing through the middle now, the former Brighton player. Garnacho will try and get the ball to him. You'd expect a bit of this at Standford Bridge. You want to get the crowd into it, and it was a bit too flat, a bit too pedestrian in that first half from Chelsea at times.
It's a semi-final, it's a London derby, great rivals Arsenal. You'd expect bite, all right. Getting a little bit of it now. Garnacho seeing plenty of the ball.
Garnacho has made a real difference here. Cucurella sweeps in the cross.
We've seen a couple of moments of slightly panicky defending from Arsenal, which is very, very unlike them. A couple of really poor clearances from Gabriel. Chelsea come forward again.
Estevao, bending one. And Gabriel taking no chances there, heading it behind. Chelsea have got something going all of a sudden.
It's amazing the way a goal can lift a stadium, can lift a team, create momentum. You see Estevao trying to get the crowd involved here.
Fernandez got some big men to aim for. Again, lots of pushing and shoving in there. The referee, Simon Hooper, letting them at it. Fernandez again. Nadia Chealse couldn't flick that one on for Chelsea. European champions back in 2021, of course. The Blues. The home fans not happy. Arsenal get what they feel was a soft enough decision. Chelsea, by the way, progressing from the last 3 League Cup semi-final ties they've been involved in. But they've gone on to lose the final each time after that. 5-time winners of this competition. Gyökeres, Trossard, Timber has had some good moments, but goes down swiftly there. a senior. Still a very young coach, as is Arteta. Former Arsenal midfielder Mikel Arteta, still just 43 years of age. Looking nervous, said last year's semi-final was really painful because Arsenal missing a load of chances against Newcastle. They ended up losing 4-0 on aggregate, but I had the sense it was one that got away. There's Neto. He can be devastating on his day. A little far from his best this evening so far. And the turn pass from Pedro, not good enough there. And no side has been knocked out of the League Cup final at the semi-final stage more often than Arsenal. They've fallen 9 times in the last 4.
I'm not sure Arsenal fans will thank you for reminding them about that.
They've only won the League Cup twice. Last major trophy, the FA Cup in 2020. Arsenal fans won't thank me for reminding them that the last time they won the league was 2004. Maybe this year will be different. Certainly looks that way. A lot of games still to go. Back in that 03-04 campaign, it was the Invincibles under Arsene Wenger that finished 11 points clear of Chelsea. 26 wins, 12 draws from 38 matches. It's an easy decision for the referee, Chealse. Not long on the field, already in the book.
Can't argue with this decision. Saka was away. Definite yellow card. Free kick in a good position here for Arsenal. There's a good chance we might see the likes of Marino, Martinelli introduced for Arsenal. Here they come.
That was a good prediction.
Can I guess who's going to come off? That's the question. Gyökeres and Trossard, maybe?
No, again, it's a sign of how strong Arsenal are, able to rest a few. And able to bring on some excellent players when the going gets a bit tough.
We have Kai Havertz on the bench tonight as well. It's great to see him back fit again. Played a couple of minutes in the cup tie at Portsmouth. Be interesting to see if he gets any kind of minutes tonight. None. Madueke, the former Chelsea player, I mean, they have an embarrassment of riches on the bench, really, Arsenal.
Madueke was getting a few boos from the home faithful as he warmed up earlier. Made the move from Chelsea to Arsenal over the summer. Can the Gunners silence the crowd by firing in from this free kick? Declan Rice not able to do so.
Changes can be made now.
Trossard going off for Arsenal.
So I'm 1 for 1. 1 out of 2 ain't bad. Odegaard, the other player, going off.
Maybe keeping Gyökeres on, expecting that he could get a chance with the game a bit more stretched and with Martinelli to support him. Hat-trick hero at the weekend in the FA Cup. Not so popular with Liverpool fans after pushing Conor Bradley off the pitch in that draw
Although
the Emirates.
he did apologise afterwards, in fairness to him. I don't think he realised how serious that injury was, but it was not a clever thing to do.
And Marino, European Championship winner with Spain in 2024, he is on. Teta going to the bench for the first time tonight. Keta rolls it out to Timber. Fana is down for Chelsea, a player who's had some really bad luck with injuries throughout his career. Good to see him back on his feet quickly there.
Good advantage played by the referee there.
You'd have to think at this stage a draw wouldn't be a bad result for Chelsea. Another few weeks working with Liam Rosenior, and the second leg could be tighter again.
With the likes of some of the first teamers back by the 3rd of February for the second leg as well. I think if you offered him 2-2 now, he'd take it.
Certainly at 2-0. Didn't look likely that Chelsea would be able to stage a comeback. Arsenal well on top at that stage. And that was Timber making another run forward for Arsenal, but we have a tricky 20 minutes to come.
Great energy from Timber, as we've seen throughout this game. He loves to get forward down that left-hand side. Good example of it there, lung-busting run.
Pedro is offside here. The crowd almost on their feet, but I think João Pedro is well aware that that's going to go up. Saka. Marino scored in his last 2 matches against Chelsea. Gyökeres, nice layoff. And a great finish. Martin Zubimendi restores the 2-goal lead for Arsenal. Well, that was a really well-worked goal. The inquest has already started for the Chelsea players as to what went wrong here. But from an attacking point of view, this was really good play from the Gunners.
Brilliant football, brilliant build-up, and a fantastic finish from Zubimendi. That was a lovely little layoff from Gyökeres inside the area as well. He picked his spot so well, the Spaniard. Yeah. Calm, he didn't hit it first time there. He waited, made sure he had the space, and then found his spot. Lovely, lovely goal for 3-1.
Yeah, the little feint was beautiful from Zubimendi. Arteta enjoyed it. The goal scorer in the 4-1 win against Aston Villa at the end of December. The goal scorer at Standford Bridge in the League Cup semi-final. That's another goal that edges Arsenal towards Wembley again.
Devastating goal for Chelsea, just when they were trying to work themselves back into the game after getting that goal from Garnacho. Again, it's the Arsenal fans you can hear in good voice. 3-1, a very, very healthy lead for them now in this first leg.
Fernandes to Pedro Neto. They need to hit back quickly, you'd imagine. Cucurella back into the area. Rice with a header away. Up further, clear by Saka. Chealse steps in for Chelsea.
He's so reliable, Declan Rice, in that sort of situation, just making sure, getting that header away on the edge of the area. He does that so well.
Arsenal fans singing about going to Wembley. Estevao hoping to shut them up with a goal for Chelsea. The visitors off to Nottingham at the weekend. Away to Nottingham Forest before taking on Inter in Italy on the 20th. And then it's Arsenal against Manchester United. Some really big fixtures to come in what could be a very memorable season for Mikel Arteta's team. Neto, Estevao, Rice with a block.
Declan Rice again, brilliant block. Well-worked opening by Chelsea, and Estevao's shot was goal-bound, but Mr. Reliable, Declan Rice, was there to make the block.
Live odds now, Chelsea to win 80, the draw is at 20, Arsenal to win 1.01 on Sporty Bet. There's the Sporty Jet mini-game on Sporty Bet as well. This game brought to you by Sporty Bet live in Nigeria. Remember to stay with us until the end of the match. Reaction in the Sporty Live post-match show from Lagos as Chelsea change things up again. Jarell Hato, the Dutchman who scored at the weekend, he's on for Wesley Fofana.
That goal he scored at the weekend was an absolute blistering effort. It was a great goal.
The Sporty Hero of the Match poll is going live right about now. It's on the Sporty app. Gyökeres looks a different player now. He's got that goal. Muscling his way through once more. Saka. Oh, that should really have been goal number 4 for Arsenal. Sanchez. He's had some bad moments in this game. This was a very good one.
That had goal written all over it, didn't it? Marino thought it was in. Oh, just the toe to knock it away to safety. Credit to the goalkeeper. He has had wobbly moments tonight, but that was a brilliant save. This is outrageous what's going on with the 6-yard ball.
Oh, it almost paid off there for Arsenal. They've worked hard on creating chances, on blocks, and getting key men free. That was Gabriel. They got away from Enzo Fernandez, just over the head of Mikel Merino as well. That corner. This will be a painful defeat for Chelsea. Good news for them, I suppose, is that they're back in action in 3 days' time, so Not much time to dwell on it. Home again against Brentford. It's Martinelli. Brentford winning 5 of their last 6 matches, unbeaten in 6. 5th in the table, 2 points ahead of Chelsea. It's going to be enough. Another tough game for the Blues, as we see a poor tackle on Joao Pedro there.
Yeah, Marino into the book. I think the one thing from Liam Ross Sr.'s point of view, looking at this, obviously it's going to be painful to lose his first game at home as Chelsea boss, but I think it's a reality check as well in terms of where they need to be.
Well, Arsenal are piling on the pressure now, and that is the painful realisation, I suppose, more so for Chelsea fans at this stage. Arsenal arguably the best side in Europe right now, and Chelsea not at their level based on today's showing.
Obviously the return of the likes of Reece James and Cole Palmer, not Augusto, maybe Liam Delap up front might offer them something a bit different as well.
Your nominees for Sporty Hero of the Match: Gyökeres, Zubimendi, Garnacho and Ben White. Get your votes in now. We'll reveal the winner just before full time.
I think this will be a closer vote than the semi-final last night.
Well, Chelsea emptying the bench at this stage. More changes on the way very shortly.
And it looks as if Tosin is going to come on, and also Shim Mweka, 18-year-old. Big game experience for him coming in, albeit his team trailing 3-1 with 10 minutes to go, not ideal.
Well, the Arsenal fans like a party, and someone else rather who likes a party is Burnaboy. He's involved in a collaboration, a big one with Sporty. It's exciting. It's coming to you on Friday the 16th. This is the last time I will mention it tonight, after getting these song references. But Burnaboy, big Nigerian star, involved in a very interesting partnership with Sporty TV. Some of the best athletes in the world are involved in it as well. Kamavinga, Makelele, Cheslin Colby. You can get a taster for it on your screen, and make sure to check out the first listen of the song by the players on our social media. The 16th, Friday, is the day you want to check the social media channels of Sporty TV for that really interesting tribute to African music and culture. That is when it drops from Burnaboy and Sporty.
And Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus on for the last 10 minutes for Arsenal or so, with Gyökeres and Declan Rice, the two players to make way. Cucurella has gone off to be replaced by Tosin, and Shim Mweka is on the 18-year-old, wearing the number 62 jersey. Joao Pedro's gone off.
I suppose you can look at those changes for Chelsea a couple of ways. An admission of defeat. An admission that you might as well get a few minutes into different players' legs, give a rest to some others, or maybe it's a case of, like the likes of Mueka, you have nothing to lose, go out there with no pressure on your shoulders, and maybe you can rescue us. A goal back now would be very useful, and they've got it. It's that man Garnacho again. The substitute strikes once more. 10 goals in his last 5 League Cup appearances. That is direct goal involvements. 7 he scored himself, he's made 3. Scored twice from the bench in Chelsea's 3-1 victory over Cardiff in the quarter-final. And he has scored twice from the bench again tonight.
He was left in an awful lot of space in the area there as that ball was cleared. Just drifted away. Nobody in red and white anywhere near him. He did well to get over the ball, keep it down, hit the target. And a goal that gives Chelsea hope again from Garnacho.
Senior celebrates. It is Chelsea 2, Arsenal 3 in this Carabao Cup semi-final first leg. There is a VAR review. Kepa was claiming a foul. And the reactions will tell you that the goal stands.
Gives us a very interesting last 6 minutes plus stoppage time. That goal might have garnered Garnacho a few extra votes in the sporty hero of the match as well. Voting still open.
And we do appreciate all your contributions, taking part in the show yourselves. The players putting on quite the show now. A game where it's never really felt like Chelsea were going to win, but they're going to draw. They're doing really well from the position they got themselves into. It's Estevao, and it's almost the equaliser. Offside though. Arsenal, their players were calling for the flag pretty early here. Estevao calling for the pass. Could have held his run a little bit better there.
This comes back to his inexperience, which we spoke about in the first half. I think a more experienced winger there would have just checked and made sure they were onside rather than going early.
Still though, he's an exciting player, and there's encouragement for a senior and Chelsea. This game far from done. The odds reflect that as well on Sporty Bet. Chelsea to win 57, fair enough. The draw now at 6.6. Arsenal to win 1.14. Bet responsibly only if you're over 18. There's Timber for Arsenal. Tried to stand one up to the back post. Didn't work out. Whatever the result, he can be happy with a lot of what he's seen today.
Yeah, his team have shown character as well. It would have been very easy to throw in the towel when they went 3-1 down, but they kept pushing and forced a few corners. The introduction of Garnacho has definitely livened things up front. So some positives to take from this game for sure.
There's Pedro Neto. This could get a lot more positive for Chelsea all of a sudden. Another corner. Gabriel with the celebration. It's one of the reasons Arsenal are so strong defensively. They really love the dirty work. The likes of Gabriel and Saliba at the back. Neto takes the corner himself. Kepa looked uncomfortable there. And Tosin Yo-Yo got his head to it, but there was a foul this time on the keeper.
It's been a wonderful pace to this game. There's been so few stoppages. The reason I say that is Mourinho did collide with the post there. He's going to be okay though. I think the goal from Garnacho, even if Chelsea lose this game tonight, in terms of the second leg, it does give Chelsea hope. I think if they'd gone into that one 3-1 down, it'd be very, very hard to see them coming back from that. But at 3-2...
Yeah, Arteta will be brewing a bit of sloppiness in this second half, because Arsenal have had lots of chances and just been a bit careless at the back on one or two occasions.
So unlike them.
And their manager, who's part of the Manchester City backroom staff that won the League Cup on a couple of occasions. Twice won the FA Cup as an Arsenal player, once as a manager. Once more than that, and a couple of Community Shield titles with the Gunners. This is the season, you'd imagine, where Arteta wants his side to really make the breakthrough. Saka wins a free kick. And Neto will have talked himself into the book there. Saka saw the challenge from Andre Santos coming.
Definite free kick. I don't know what Neto is giving out about. Silly yellow card to pick up.
And 5 minutes of stoppage time. A reminder again, the return legs on the 3rd and 4th of February of these League Cup semi-finals in England will be live on Sporty TV. Albacete Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey in Spain, live right now on YouTube. And tomorrow it's Santander against Barca in the Spanish Cup as well. Live on YouTube and the Sporty TV app. It's available on both iOS and Android. The only place to get all of Sporty TV on the go, including the Premier League and the Liga matches from Spain. That was one of those challenges that you're never going to get a free kick for in England.
You shouldn't get a free kick anywhere.
Saka puts one through. It's Havertz. Got a powerful shot away there, the German. Former Chelsea hero, of course. Given his heroics in the Champions League final. Heading on 5 years ago now.
The return of Havertz, and with Gabriel Jesus now back fully fit after his ACL injury, it does give Arteta further options up front. It's not all on Gyökeres' shoulders.
There's Neto. Nearly 6,000 supporters inside Standford Bridge tonight. 4,000 of them supporting the team in red, hoping to celebrate yet another hard-fought win on the road. They've become masters at grinding out results. Remember, they beat Crystal Palace on penalties in the last round. And a key win at Bournemouth 3-2 in the Premier League not so long ago, 1-0 at Everton as well. And just 2 defeats in the league so far for the Gunners. 6 points out of Manchester City and Aston Villa with 17 games to go. Is it going to be their year? Like you say, 4 trophies to fight for, and favourites, or near favourites in all of them, you'd argue.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned it earlier on. You said possibly the best team in Europe at the moment, and I think in any European game now in the Champions League, Arsenal would certainly feel that they have every chance. Quadruple is a big ask, though. You need everybody to stay fit, really.
Martinelli. There's the pass. There's Gabriel Jesus taken down. It's a penalty, but the offside flag is up.
Drama right to the end.
I did think that Martinelli delayed the pass for a second or two. And like Estevao, Jesus went a bit too early there. Always a criticism you can make when you can see across the whole line.
Having said that, I think in that particular instance, Martinelli might have released it earlier. He just held on to it a bit too long.
It's been another great contest for you on Sporty TV. Over Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa and Kenya. And lots more to come. Bundesliga with Bayern involved on Saturday. AC Milan on Thursday and on Sunday. Premier League, Liverpool, Burnley on Saturday. And Betis Villarreal from Spain on Saturday as well. A reminder, the return match, the second leg of this one, and the second leg of Newcastle and Manchester City, both on Sporty TV, as well as Chelsea threaten again right at the death. It's Neto with a header, and it looks like the Blues are going to come up short. Oh, another yellow. Timber crashing into Santos, the Brazilian, back on his feet, hobbling away.
Is there going to be time for one last chance for Chelsea here? The clock now in 96th minute. But as I was saying earlier, I think 3-2 in the circumstances with a side shorn of so many first-team players against a very strong Arsenal wouldn't be a complete disaster for Chelsea.
Sanchez, the last throw of the dice for Chelsea. It's headed clear, and Arteta and Arsenal get another big win in what is turning out to be a very big season for them. Ben White got them started after 7 minutes. Gyökeres made it 2 on 49. Then Garnacho replied before Zubimendi scored the goal of the game. And Garnacho getting another off the bench to make it very interesting towards the end, but it is Arsenal with another set-piece goal along the way to get a vital win in the League Cup semi-final. The first leg at Standford Bridge, Liam Rosenior's first home game in charge of Chelsea. It has finished with a derby victory for the Gunners, and they can do it all again at the start of February. Arsenal will have home advantage, and they will have a 1-goal advantage on aggregate as well. Zubimendi, perhaps for that fine finish has been voted your sporty hero of the match. Understandable, there's a bit of needle at the end, given these two are local rivals. But it is Arsenal who have taken the honours on this occasion. But a second leg to come. Chelsea will come back firing at the Emirates in a few weeks. Chelsea 2, Arsenal 3, the final score.